We'll be dealing with circuits in this class, so it's important to know what the symbols are. For a power supply, for a DC power supply, you're going to have a positive and negative side to it. In a battery, it would be all contained in one item, but the symbol that you generally use for a power supply, for a DC power supply, is the symbol that looks like this. You have two sides. One side's bigger than the other. The big side is the positive side, and the small side is the negative side. The memory trick that you might want to keep in mind is that the plus sign takes twice as much ink as the minus sign, and so the one that takes twice as much ink is the positive side. Capacitors. We generally, when we started out, we talked about parallel plates. And so that is the symbol for a capacitor. Now there are some capacitors which are, the orientation matters, and so you might also see sometimes something like this. That's also a capacitor. This is a polarized capacitor, so that the way you put it in makes a difference. We aren't going to be getting into that, but the future engineers out there might run into that, or hobbyists. But capacitors, generally, that's the symbol. Whether it's a parallel plate capacitor or not, that's still the symbol for it. Resistors. Remember that resistance is rho L over A, capital L or lowercase l, whichever way you want to go. Let's do lowercase l. Rho L over A. And so what causes resistance is the wire itself. And so if you look at a resistor, just a small little thing, and don't have one in here at the moment. So if you look at a resistor, it's a little bundled up and it looks kind of like something like that, and there's some color coding on it. But what's inside there is just incredibly tiny wrapped up wire. So they have a whole lot of wire in there, really thin, so you have a small value of A to increase the value of R, or you have a longer wire, so increasing the value of R. And so the symbol for it is represented by, just think of a whole bunch of wire that's wrapped up. That's the symbol for a resistor in a circuit. Inductors. Remember, inductors are caused by sort of a back current created as the current changes. So if I've got a solenoid that as current goes through here, it changes the magnetic field internal to this, and the magnetic field changing through the area of the loops here changes the magnetic flux, which creates a current which tries to oppose the change. And so since an inductor is caused by a loop of wire, the symbol for it is loops of wire. This is the symbol for an inductor.